this session you just need a strap. However, we're going to do a little bit of seated stuff. So if you know that you struggle to sit comfortably on the floor, then grab yourself a cushion or a rolled up towel or something to sit on just to give you a little bit more space for your hips. And we're going to start seated. And we're going to have one leg out long, and then we're going to bring the other leg in and cross your ankle over your knee. So this is where, if you're kind of having to round back and you're struggling, grab yourself a cushion, pop it under your bottom, and it will just give you a little bit more space to sit tall. And then we're going to grab this foot and we're going to just circle our ankle round a little bit. And then reverse it, let's go the other way. And then just keeping that foot where it is. I want you to get your thumbs and push them right into your calf. Go right at the centre of your calf. And it's like I'm kind of kneading and pushing the thumbs in. My fingers are on the front of my shin, and I'm just going all the way up my calf, and then I'm going to come all the way back down. And then let's go up one side, so just kind of moving to the side a little bit, and again just going up, giving it a little bit of attention. Once you get all the way to the top, let's go down, and then let's go to the other side. And again, just kind of, you're not trying to create pain, you're not trying to hurt yourself, but you're just looking for those little hot spots, those little areas of tension that perhaps just need a little bit of release. And of course, if you find somewhere that feels like it's really not happy, you can kind of stay there and give it a little massage if that feels good to you. And then we're going to place that foot down. We're going to interlace our fingers, and we're going to just rub the base of the fingers kind of just either side of your shin and kind of go all the way down. Just work your way down. You can go as quickly or as slowly as you like. And then once you've got all the way down, let's go back up. We're just stimulating our circulation, our blood flow here. Then release your hands and let's just work our way down here. And you can do opposite hands if you like, or you can just go all the way down and then all the way back up. And then we're going to go back to the calves again. So again, thumbs behind, fingers at the front, and we're just going to knead into that calf. We're just going to give ourselves a little bit of massage there. And again, if you find somewhere that needs a little bit more attention, you can kind of stay there and give it a little bit more. And just kind of working your way up and down. Let's go again through the centre of the calf, right through the belly of the calf, and then let's go up and down each side. It might feel different now that we're doing it this way than how we were before. And also we've given it a little bit of attention, so maybe it feels a little bit easier now. When you've done one side, let's go up and down on the other side too. And once you've done the other side and you feel like you're happy with that, we're just going to brush down, just really lightly. Brush your leg all the way down. Let's do the front, let's do the side, let's do the back, just giving it a little bit of attention and a little bit of love. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So bringing your other leg across again, grabbing your foot, and let's do those little ankle circles again here. And this is a little bit different. It's a little bit more passive to how we normally circle the ankle, because we usually use the intrinsic muscles, but here we're using our hands to circle. Let's go the other way. So it's a little bit more passive. It's just a different way of moving. And then we're going to again bring our attention to the calf. So thumbs in, and let's kind of knead, press into the calf right up through the centre. Okay, just go at your own pace. Do what feels right for you. If you kind of don't like this, using your thumbs and kneading, you could use a tennis ball and kind of roll out with that. That's fine too. You can get little massage things, can't you? Get like little rollers and all sorts of things, little tiny rollers you can get with like little balls that move. Those are good too. Anything. But I often think that it's better to just use your hands, because you can use as little or as much pressure as feels good for you right now. And again, once you've done all of that and you're happy with that calf, you're going to place your foot down, you're going to interlace your fingers. And again, let's just kind of rub up and down, all the way down to the bottom. And once you've gone all the way down, you're just going to come all the way back up. And then we're going to release the fingers and work our way down. And again, you can do opposites if you prefer. Press in as you roll all the way, rub all the way down. And then coming back. And then let's go to the calf again. Getting your thumbs in and just giving it a little bit of attention. Again, you're looking for those hot spots, those little areas that feel tender, feel a little bit bruised, and seeing if you can just release that, massage it out, find a little bit of relief there for that tension, for that tightness. Healthy tissue shouldn't hurt when pressure is applied to them, within reason. Obviously, it depends how hard you're going to press. And again, we're going up and down each side, or whatever feels right for you. Good. And then let's brush it down. Gentle, light movements down the front, down the sides, down the back. And then when you're ready, we're going to straighten those legs out. Again, you can stay on a cushion if you're using a cushion, legs out long, and we're just going to gently start to round forwards a little bit. So I want this to be fairly soft, so I'm not trying to get you to really flex your feet and lengthen the back of the legs. So let your feet just fall where they want to go. They might kind of point forwards a little bit. And we're just going to drape ourselves forward. Let your head hang. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. And with each exhale, you're just allowing your body to softly drape and release. And then when you're ready, we're going to just super slowly come out of that. Just give your legs a little roll around, maybe turning them in and out a little bit. Let's do a little point and flex of our feet and some little circles of those ankles in each direction there. Okay, so we're going to go onto all fours next. So when you're ready, come up onto your hands and knees. And we're going to tuck our toes under. So instead of having the tops of the feet flat, we're going to tuck those toes under. And then finding that neutral pelvis, so you don't want to have your bum tucked under, you're going to stick your bottom out, like you're trying to point those sit bones at the wall behind you. And then we're just going to take our bottom back towards our heels and come forwards again. So rocking your weight forwards and backwards. And it might feel like quite a big stretch through your feet, through your toes. And if you start to get cramp in your feet and you need to come out of it at any time, that's fine. Come on out of it and give them a little stretch if you need to. And this time as you take your bottom back towards your heels, we're going to keep our bottom there. See how that feels for your feet. And if it feels okay, let's start to walk our hands in so that we can start to come up to a kneeling position on those tucked toes. Now if that's too much, you can stay with your hands down and just work on those feet. But if you're happy here, we're going to stay here for a few breaths. And we're going to start to add a little bit of arm movement here. So as you inhale, we're going to open our arms out, reaching up towards the sky, grow tall. And then as you exhale, just release your hands all the way back down. Let's do that again. As you inhale, reach and grow tall. As you exhale, release those hands to come back down. Let's just do one more like that. And as you release those hands down this time, we're going to come forwards. Walk your hands out, release your feet, tops of the feet down, and just give your feet a little kick, a little paddle, and then sink your bottom back towards your heels, reaching your arms forwards. And let's just take 3 deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up and out of that. So we're going to stay in this seated position that we've been working in, and this time we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, and let's have the feet a little bit further away from you, so it's kind of like a frog position here. Again, if you need a cushion to sit on, if you feel like you're kind of about to roll back and you're struggling to find those sit bones, then grab yourself a cushion to sit on. And let's hold here now. I kind of like to move around a little bit because it just helps my body to release tension. So see how it feels for you, whether you want to just sit still or whether you need to kind of again just shift and move around a little bit. Maybe a little twist, moving forwards and back, just kind of see, tuning in. And we're going to start to do that rounding or that draping forwards again here, so don't force, but starting to lean forwards a little bit, and you can still shift and move as you lean forwards. Maybe let your head hang. If you found an area that's really tight and it's not letting you move forwards, move your feet a little bit, maybe come in your feet a little bit closer, a little bit further away. Feel free to play around with this. This is just you exploring the movement that you've got right now. Let your head hang, let your shoulders relax. Rounding forwards, taking some deep breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly come on up and come on out of that. So staying with our seated position, we're going to have one leg out long and we're going to have one leg brought in towards us. And again, let's do that little shift here. Remember, you can still use your cushion or your towel or whatever you need to sit on. And let's again point and flex our foot that's out long. Maybe do some little circles, maybe rolling that leg in and out. Feel free to move it around a little bit if being still just starts to create that tension and that gripping for you. All right, and then once you've kind of settled in and you're fairly happy here, we're going to inhale, we're going to reach those arms up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, we're going to release the hands and twist your body towards that bent leg. Let your arms come down to rest. Stay here in this twist. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. And as you exhale, you'll see if you can twist just maybe a little bit more. Do one more time like that. Now on your next inhale, just turn your head back to centre, and as you exhale, we're going to release the body and turn our body back into centre. Let's switch sides and do the same on the other side. So bringing that leg in, other leg reaches away, and again, let's just move that leg around, maybe do some circles, some rolling in and out, whatever your body is telling you that it needs to do. Maybe again, just shifting around a little bit, getting settled here, making sure that it feels okay to be here for a couple of minutes. And then when you're happy, again we're going to inhale, we're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, we're going to twist and release those hands down, just letting your hands come down to rest in that twist. Same here for a couple of breaths, maybe on each exhale, seeing if you can twist just a little bit more. Really wringing out that twist. And on your next inhale, turning your head back through to centre first, and then as you exhale, releasing the rest of your body to come back in. And again, just kind of shift around a little bit there. Taking both legs out long now, let's just roll those legs in and out. Just again, releasing those legs. And we're going to go back into our child's pose. So swinging your legs behind you, taking your bottom back towards your heels and reaching your arms forwards to stretch. 3 deep breaths here. Let's walk our arms to one side. So walking your arms as far to one side as you can, staying in that child's pose position. And feeling how you've lengthened out through one side now. Can you take 3 deep breaths here? And notice how the breath changes the stretch. When you've done 3 deep breaths, walk your hands in through centre and take them over to the other side. And let's do the same here. And then walking your hands all the way back in through centre again. From here, we're going to go into cat-cow, but we're going to stay in child's pose. We're going to press our hands really firmly into the floor. And imagine that you're pulling the floor towards you to pull you into that all-fours position. Knees are hip-width apart, fingers spread wide, thumbs point towards each other and those elbow pits are forwards. Let's do our cat-cow here. Take a breath. As you exhale, tuck your bottom under and round through your spine, making as much of a curve with your spine as you can. Holding at the top to take a breath in, and as you exhale, let's go the other way. Stick your bottom out, rolling through your spine. Your head is the last thing to move. When you're ready, go again. Let's just go a few times here between those two positions, moving with the flow of your breath. As you come back in through centre this time, stay there. We're going to do some little shoulder blade circles now. So think about those shoulder blades on your back. And can you circle your shoulders around? Just trying to get as much movement as you can here. And this is one of those movements that if you overthink it, you've got no idea what it is you're trying to do. So just think about drawing circles with your shoulder blades. Can you reverse that and go the other way? Alright, we're going to come on off our hands for a moment and let's just give our wrists a little stretch out. Let's just do some little wrist circles and reverse, go the other way. We're going to go back onto hands and knees again, give your hands a little shake out. So if you need to spend a little bit longer giving your wrists some attention and some stretching, then do. And then we're going to go on to all fours. We're going to do our rhomboid push-ups this time. So again, fingers spread wide, thumbs point towards each other, elbow pits are forwards. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together in your back and then press them wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades and press them wide. Keep going here. You can let your head just hang. Two more. Last one here. And then again, just coming off your wrists. We're going to do reverse prayer hands, bringing the backs of your hands together, fingers touching. Get your thumbs to touch too, and then can you pull your thumbs away from the rest of your fingers? Keeping the backs of the hands together as you slowly slide the hands down. And let's just hold for a couple of breaths. Notice where your shoulders are. If your shoulders are rounded forward, see if you can relax those shoulders down, nice and open through your chest. And then we're just going to gently release. We're going to come back onto all fours again and do some arm circles. So if you struggle with being in this position with your balance, then feel free to come out of it and you can just do some big sweeping arm circles in a seated position. But let's come onto our hands and knees again. Spread your fingers wide. Thumbs point towards each other, elbow pits are forwards. Now I want you to press really firmly into your left hand. Press really firmly into your left knee and then straighten your right leg out long on the mat. We're going to turn onto our side, so keep pressing into that left hand and knee as you roll onto your side. Now I'm resting on the inside edge of my right foot now, and I'm going to take that top arm up towards the ceiling and we're going to do arm circles here. So you can allow your body to kind of move with your arms so that you're twisting through your upper body a little bit, or you can keep your upper body still and just circle that arm. Depends how good your balance is. Stretch and reach. And then let's just reverse that circle and go the other way. How's your balance? Last one here. And then we're going to switch sides. So we're going to bring that hand all the way back down. We're going to bring that right leg in. We're going to do the same on the other side. I'm just going to turn around. So this time pressing really firmly into your right hand, your right knee. You're going to lengthen your left leg out long. And again, we're going to open out. We're going to place that inside edge of that left foot down. I'm going to reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. And again, let's just do those little arm circles here. And really stretch, really reach that arm. And then let's reverse that and go the other way. Stretch and reach. Just a little challenge for your balance. And then as your arm comes down towards the floor, this time place your hand down. Bring that leg back in. And again, let's sit back into child's pose. Reaching those arms as far forwards as you can, sinking your body down And let's take 3 deep breaths. Okay. So now that we've challenged our balance a little bit, we're going to do a little bit more. We're going to come up to a high kneeling position and we're going to find our gate post position. So we're going to take one leg out long, and again we're going to place the sole of that foot down on the floor. See if you can get your toes to point straight ahead. And then we're going to place our hand down on the floor. Now watch, because this back hip will kind of want to tuck under and make you want to face towards the floor. So we're going to work really hard to try and open out so that your hip bones are pointing forwards. All right. And then we're going to reach that top arm up towards the ceiling and take it over towards the floor, like a big rainbow. Stretching your fingers towards the floor, reaching that leg away from you, and then let's sweep that arm all the way back down. Let's go again, reach that arm up and over. Stretch and release. We're just going to do one more time like that. Take that arm up and over. And then this time, as your arm comes up, we're going to lose this hand that's on the floor and see if we can come up and balance here. And just release those arms down. Whichever leg is out long, the opposite arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling. Now inhale as you reach that arm up. And we're going to side bend over that leg. As you exhale, let's take it over into that side bend. Inhale to come back up and exhale to release that hand down. We're going to do it again. Inhale, arm sweeps up, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, taking it over into that side bend. And again, inhale up, lowering that arm as you exhale. Inhale up. And exhale as you take it over into that side bend, and then coming back up and releasing that hand down. We're going to do the same on the other side. And you slide that leg in, take your other leg out. Again, try and get the sole of your foot down, get your toes to point forwards. Let's take our opposite hand down towards the floor, and we're going to reach that arm again up and over, stretching your fingers towards the floor and reaching. And come up and release that hand. Let's go again. Beautiful side stretch. One more time. And then as you come up this time, we're going to come up, releasing that hand from the floor and releasing your hands down. Little side bend here. Inhale, arm goes up, and exhale to take it over into that side bend. Inhale to come up and exhale to lower the hand. One other thing to notice here is the position of this leg. So you're trying to get this thigh as vertical as you can. So notice if it's off vertical, can you shift to get it back into position? And maybe you can't, so don't worry if not, but just notice. Let's go over again as you exhale, take it over into that side bend. Inhale to come up, exhale, release that hand one more time. And exhale, take it over. So good. And when you're ready, inhale to come up, and then exhale, release that hand all the way down, stepping that leg back in. And we're going to go over onto our front now for a little baby cobra position. So coming down onto your front, nice and controlled. And we're going to have our hands just in front of our shoulders. You're going to have your pubic bone anchored into the floor, tailbone slightly tucked to give some length and space in your lower back. You can have your legs together or hip width, whichever feels better for you. So elbows are just in front of, hands are just in front of your shoulders and elbows are drawing in. But elbows are off the floor, so we've not got our elbows down, elbows are lifted. From here, as you inhale, press your hands into the floor and lift your head, your neck and your chest away from the floor. And then exhale as you lower back down. So you don't have to come up really high, just come up as far as feels okay for you. You're coming up on your inhale, pressing the hands in, inhaling to come up and exhaling to go back down. It's not about how high you lift, it's about finding that control. And if it's bothering your lower back, check in with the ribs. Make sure you're not pushing the ribs forward. Keep those ribs pulled into your body. We're going to just do one more time here when you're ready, coming up. Keep those elbows drawing in towards each other and exhale as you release all the way down. Bring your hands just in front of your forehead so that you can rest your forehead down. And let's just take a moment to rock our hips side to side here. Now I'm going to keep my head up just so that you can hear me, but you rest your forehead down and allow your neck to relax. We're going to go into some hip extension now. So again, keeping your pubic bone anchored, keeping your pelvis super still. Can you reach one leg behind you? Make that leg as long as you can and let it lift away from the floor. and then lower back down. Switching sides, reach the leg long, let it lift, and lower down. We're going to keep going, keep switching sides, but notice as you lift that leg, is your pelvis tipping to one side? Try and keep it super still. How's your back doing? If you feel like your lower back is doing a lot of work, get that pubic bone anchored, get that tailbone tucked so that the work is in your glutes and your hamstrings. And if you're not sure, get your hand back there, give it a poke. Can you feel that tensing of the hamstring, which is the back of your thigh, and your glute, which is your bottom? Can you feel those muscles working as you reach the leg away? So this exercise is great for building strength in our glutes. Really good. As you lower your leg down this time, we're going to stay in this position, but we're going to bend one knee and slide it out to the side. So keeping it in the floor, but slide it out to the side. Keeping your head resting down. So this is our inner thigh stretch. Here you're noticing whether you've had to lift your hip really far away from the floor to get here. And if you have, it's just tension and tightness through those hips. So I want you to think about sending that knee out to the side away from you to create more space and allow your pelvis to relax down towards the floor. Now remember, we never force it. If it's not ready to go, it's just not ready right now. It doesn't mean it won't ever be. So just be gentle, be kind to your body. All of these movements we're doing to show our body love and to let our body move really well. We never want to be battling our body. So while we're here in this position and we've got that leg bent out to the side, our other leg that's reaching long, we're going to start to bend and straighten that leg. So when you're ready, bend that knee, bringing your foot towards your bottom, and then lengthen and reach that leg away. Let's do that again, pulling the leg in, and lengthen and reach the leg away. And you can have your toes pointed, you can have your foot flexed. Both of them are really nice movements, so just do what feels right to you. You can just have a kind of a really soft foot, and not worry too much about where your foot is. What feels good to you right now? And as you lower that leg down this time, we're going to keep that leg long. And the leg we've got out to the side, we're just going to straighten that leg out now. So staying in that inner thigh stretch position with a straight leg. And again, just relaxing here. Seeing where those hip bones are. Trying to get both hip bones to come down towards the floor by creating space and length and not by force. 3 deep breaths here. Now, of course, you could stay here for as long as you wanted to, but we're going to keep going and you can come back to this at the end if you want to. Bend that knee in, slide that leg all the way along, and again, let's just rock our hips gently side to side just to free off our lower back. If you feel like you need a little stretch, you can come up and back into that child's pose, into that rest position, just to give your back a little stretch and maybe move side to side if that feels good to you there. Then when you feel ready, we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to come back down onto our front again. We're going to slide one leg out to the side, knee bent, and resting your head down on your hands. Where's that hip bone? Has it had to lift miles away from the floor? Could you drive a double-decker bus under there? And if you can, think again about sending that knee out to the side, sending that knee away from you, trying to create more space to allow your pelvis to relax down. Could I come with a tray of martinis and rest them on the back of your pelvis or with the tip up? And then we're going to bend and straighten that free leg again. So when you're ready, again, bending that leg in, pulling your foot towards your bottom, lengthen and reaching away. What does your body want to do? Does it want a soft foot? Does it want a pointed foot? Does it want a flexed foot? Try them all. How does it feel? As you lower that leg down, this time we're going to keep that leg down, and again we're going to straighten out this leg that we've got out to the side. Where's those hip bones? Can you allow your pelvis to relax down towards the floor? Take some deep breaths. Again, let's take 3 deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, just bend that knee back in. Lengthen that leg long. Rock your hips side to side, freeing off your back. And let's find that child's pose again. Push yourself up and back. Bottom back towards your heels, reaching your arms forwards. And just hold there. You can shift if you like, or you can stay there. Now you need your strap. So when you're ready, come on up, grab your strap, and let's lay down on our back. Placing the strap at the base of your toes, and lengthen that leg out as long and as straight as you can get it. And then we're going to lengthen the other leg out long. I want you to push out through both heels, pulling the front of the foot towards you off both legs. So this leg that's down on the floor is also really active. And I'm just going to hold it here. Notice your pelvis. So if your legs pull too close towards you, you see how your pelvis will tip back and this leg will be nowhere near the floor. So we want to find a neutral pelvis where our pubic bone and hip bone are on the same level. And then hopefully the back of your leg will also be in contact with the floor. If it's not, lower your leg down a little bit more. It's not about how high this leg is, it's more that this leg is straight, your pelvis is neutral, and that's going to give us our best release for those hamstrings on the back of that leg. So while you're here, let's do our scan for tension. So just relaxing your face. If you have any little frown lines between your eyebrows, try and soften your face. Soften around your eyes. How's your jaw? Neck and shoulders. Anything that you don't need to be gripping and holding onto, see if you can let it go. The only thing you need to be holding really is these arms holding this strap. The leg can even be super relaxed. We're going to start to move the leg now. So keep on holding your strap. We're going to lower the leg down towards the floor and then sweep it back up towards the ceiling. Try and keep your pelvis still. So notice if your pelvis is rocking, keep the pelvis still and just move your leg. Again, it doesn't matter how high it goes. And as you come up this time, let's take it across and out to the side. Again, keeping your pelvis still. We're just trying to move the leg. Trying to free off any tension, any gripping through your hip. And then as you come in through centre this time, hold it there. Let's turn that leg out slightly from the hip. And we're going to do circles now. So bring your leg across, circle it down around, and come back in through centre. And keep that pelvis still. Let's do 5 in each direction. You can make your circles as big or as small as you like. When you've done 5 in one direction, make sure that leg's still turned out and let's go the other way. When you've done your 5 in each direction, hold it in the centre. Push out through your heel, pull the front of the foot towards you. Just go back into your strap, stretch a moment. And then we're going to switch legs. So popping your other foot into the strap this time. Lengthen your free leg out long. Both legs as straight as you can. Pushing out through your heel and pulling the front of the foot towards you. Let's again take some deep breaths. Do your scan, checking that you aren't again frowning or clenching your teeth, that your shoulders aren't up around your ears. So try and find as much softness here as you can. Do you have that neutral pelvis? And let's again start to lower and lift that leg whilst keeping our pelvis still. So just the leg moving. As you come up this time, let's bring that leg across and out to the side. As you come in through centre, turn it out 5 circles in each direction, coming across first. Try to keep your pelvis super still. Notice if it's different on this side. When you've done your 5 in one direction, remember to reverse and go the other way. bring your leg in this time. Again, let's just go back into our strap stretch, pressing the heel away, pulling the front of the foot towards you. And let's just hold there again for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, just bending that leg in, get rid of your strap. Lengthen your legs out long, reach your arms overhead, and let's just take a stretch. From fingers to toes, make yourself as long as you can. From here we're going to go into our crescent stretch. So walk your legs to one side. I'm walking my legs to the right. And then I'm going to walk my arms and upper body also to the right. Getting that beautiful stretch down the left side of my body here. Now if that's enough, stay there. Or you can pick up your left ankle, crossing it over your right. And with your right hand you can grab your left wrist and just give it a little pull. And let's take some deep breaths there. Really pay attention to what's happening with your rib cage. So we don't want to be arching our back and flaring the ribs here. Let those ribs be heavy and settled down into the mat. When you're ready, releasing your arms first, taking the load off your shoulders, release your legs and walk your legs in through centre. Let's take them over to your left this time. So walk your legs to your left, arms up and overhead, and walk your arms and upper body also to your left. Again, maybe you're going to choose to stay here, or you can cross your right ankle over your left, and with your left hand you can grab that right wrist and just give it that little extra stretch, keeping the ribs heavy and anchored down onto the floor. Taking some deep breaths here. When you're ready, again releasing the arms first, walk your legs in through centre. Moving slowly, we're going to bend the knees one at a time. And then pull your knees into your chest, give your knees a little hug and just rolling out your back. One hand on the top of each knee, let's open the knees wide and circle round. And let's reverse and go the other way. And releasing those legs down. Feet come down to the floor, soles of the feet together, knees roll out to the sides into your cobbler stretch here. Allow your pelvis to settle and anchor down into the floor. Remember, if you need to, you can pop some cushions or something under your legs just to give them a little bit of support if being here just doesn't feel relaxing and comfortable. And let's just add some arms here. So reaching your arms up towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers, really knit them tightly together and flip your hands over to press your palms up. Keeping those ribs down and heavy, start to take your arms overhead, reach into the floor behind you. And let's hold here for 3 deep breaths. When you're ready, bring your hands back up towards the ceiling. Release your fingers, give your fingers a wriggle, really spread those fingers, get as much space there as you can. Circling at your wrist. And reverse, go the other way. And then gently pulling each finger in turn back to stretch out those fingers, stretch out those hands. When you've done all of your fingers, give them a little wiggle again. And then just gently releasing your hands down. Let's again stay here in this cobbler stretch for 3 deep breaths. When you're ready, bringing those knees back up towards the ceiling. We're going to come up to seated now, so take your time, but come on up to find a seated position. And again, you can grab your cushion or your block or your towel or anything that you need just to make you a little bit more comfortable here. We're going to give ourselves a hug now. Notice which arm is on top of the other as you give yourself a little hug. Bring your hands as far around as you can, and maybe you can kind of reach that inside edge of your shoulder blade, but if you can't, don't worry, just kind of reach as far as you can. Really nice stretch for your upper back, your shoulders. We're going to drop the elbows down, drop your chin down, and let's just round forwards through that upper back. Stretching through your shoulders, your upper back here. Hold for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to slowly come up. Keeping your ribs down, lift your elbows, lift your head. But what we don't want to be doing is kind of arching the back. So can you see how my rib cage shifts forward? So keep those ribs down, but lift your head, your shoulders. Again, beautiful stretch. And then just coming down through centre. Remember which arm is on top as you open out, release those arms. And let's switch to the other side. Again, bring your hands as far around as they will reach. Lowering your elbows, dropping your chin, and again, let's round forwards, trying to stretch through the upper back and shoulders. Hold here for a couple of breaths. And then again, starting to come up and out of that. We're going to lift the elbows, lift the head. Remember, we want to keep the ribs down, so we're not arching the back. And we're just stretching here, hold. Coming down and release. We're going to cross the arms over again. This time we're going to cross the elbows over, and then we're going to bend at the elbows and try and bring the backs of your hands together. Okay, we're going to do that rounding forwards again here. So we're going to round forwards, trying to make your upper back as broad as you can and as rounded as you can as you hold here. And then coming up and out of that, lifting those elbows. Lift those elbows high, keep the ribs down, looking up, ooh. And then release. Open the arms out, cross the elbows over the other side. Again, bending at the elbows, trying to bring the backs of your hands together. Might be different, one side to the other. Let's again round forward, stretching through our shoulders, our upper back, making it as rounded as you can here. Coming up, ribs stay down, elbows lift. And again, you can lift the head if you can keep those ribs down. Couple of breaths. And then release. Open the arms out and just allow your shoulders to circle. Just let your arms go wherever they fall. Let's go the other way. Gently turning your head side to side.